Okay, to put the 2016 F150 XL FX4 package, and if you have a key, into parking service mode so you can replace brake pads, take the key, put it in the ignition, turn it to accessory mode, push the throttle, and press the parking brake. Then turn off while holding the throttle and parking brake and turn it back on. And you will hear the retraction of the parking brake electronic mechanism. And now you're in parking service mode right there. And then you can just hit OK if you want. And yeah, I just leave the car kind of in this state while I'm doing the brake pads. Now, to put it back into where you can drive the vehicle, you're going to do the opposite with one different step. So you're going to turn the vehicle, I want to just turn it off and say, okay, we know it's in parking service brake mode. I'm going to go ahead and turn it to accessory, press the throttle, and pull the parking brake. Now turn off, turn back to accessory, and you will hear the parking brake mechanism push back in so it's set. And then you can go ahead, apply the brakes, make sure everything is good to go, and that's it. Done the parking brake service mode so you can replace your calipers, brake pads, etc. To take off the caliper, all you have to do is use a 13. I used a mallet to give it a whack to free it. Then the inner nut here will spin, and I used a ground down 11/16, so grind the tip down if it's thick just to get in between, and then that goes on like so. And just a real cheap wrench that I had sitting around that means nothing to me, grind down, so not a big deal. So you put that one on there like so. Technically I think it's a 17 mil, and you hold that as you turn the 13. You do that for both, you pull the caliper off. That's pretty straightforward. I would hope you could get there if you got the wheel off and the vehicle jacked up. To get the brake pads out, you're gonna wanna hit on that, it will pop out. Same on this side, or you can twist it like that and just kind of pull, and they will fall right on out. Actually, mine aren't too bad for 108,000 miles, but seeing as I'm already here, I'm just going to replace them because I'm doing it myself. I've already done the front in prior videos, so yeah. And so once you get there, you have these guys. If you buy the Motorcraft ones, will come with new of these parts. I don't know what they're technically called, but the brake pads slide on them. To get them off, you just kind of pry like so. It's a little bit hard because they've been on there for 108,000 miles. There we go. Slides off with a little force. New ones kind of go on with a little force too. I bought the Motorcraft brand because when you're doing it yourself, it's not like these are that expensive, and you know they're gonna work. So there you go, you get new of these, and then here's the pads. So really, the OEM ones were not that bad. Another thing you'll want to do with the caliper is press that in. Now you can buy a kit on Amazon that will spread it apart, or you could use a good trusty C-clamp. Once it's in park service mode, that will easily push right back in. So not a big deal. I just put it here to there, and it presses right back in. Another thing you'll want to have, or at least it's a good idea to have it, is a extreme brake parts lubricant. I'll put this on the piston of the caliper, so thus it presses against the pad. And sometimes these are kind of loose on here, and if it's loose, I just kind of put some of the goop on and under it, just to kind of hold it on while I'm, yeah, like this one. So that one will easily fall off, so I will just put some goop under it and put that right on. Okay, well, I got the brake pads on with those guys, got that guy lubed up. I lubed up under there, like I said. And I'm also going to take these out. You just pull that sleeve in, work it out. Comes right on out, set it right there. Same with this one, pulled out, set it right there. And then I'll clean those off and I'll put more of this stuff on. So I lubed that guy up. I already did the one up on top. So what I do is, as I start to insert, I twist. And just push it on in as you twist. Gets there. Make sure that sleeve seats around a spot. It will kind of go up and over. This one I kind of put a little too much, but it does demonstrate that that's what you do. And then clean it off. You don't need excess flinging onto the rotor or pads or anything. So that's what you do. And then they're nice and smooth. That's what you want. So I'll go ahead and put the piston back on, or the caliper, I guess. So put the caliper back on, and there we have it. That's, I mean, you can do it with one hand, as you see. Then I take my two 13mm bolts, and it's a, if you want to know, it's a Star Torx. But I don't know why on earth you would use a Torx. Line it up, put that, start that, change hands here, do the same down here, line up the hole. And there we go. Now I take my wrench, 11/16 that I made fit in between. It might fall out without two hands, but you go like that, and you go ahead and tighten it down. Same for up there, and then it's done. I put on my summer / fall, spring rims, I guess, if you will. So there we have it. One thing I'm going to add when I'm doing the brakes is I go ahead and put mine in 4 high and let it shift, and then that way things are locked, especially when you're doing the parking brake service mode. That's another tip I will give you, so the vehicle doesn't roll around, right?